All right, let's now move into our costume analysis series. We are doing this is what part 5, I think it is, of our ongoing series looking at Clark Kent, and we are now up to Tom Welling's version from Smallville. So let's have a look at the costume of Clark Kent from Smallville. We're going to be looking at what happened in the series finale because Clark wore mostly t-shirts and what have you. Wasn't really Clark Kent as we know it from the Daily Planet. So we're going to be looking really at the series finale and what he wore there. We'll start off with the glasses, and they're pretty much just black framed, very standard glasses, but bold frame, not the thin frame that we saw with Dean Kane's version last week, where the part that was encased in glass was merely just a wire frame. These are pretty bold and black.
Yeah, I never really liked these glasses, and I think it's because they do look so generic. It's like they found like the first pair of glasses and gave it to Tom to wear. So it didn't seem like a whole lot of thought was put into what kind of glasses would he choose to wear. They're just like, oh, these are thick and black, so yeah, those will be fine. So I'm not a big fan of the glasses on this one.
Are there lenses in there, or are they just clear? Like, is it?
There are lenses if you
Yes.
look
Look to the right
on the
one.
right hand side.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see them kind of poking out. So
Interesting. Yeah. Not the best glasses, but I guess they do the job. But considering you're not wearing a hat, because that would be the next thing we would look at, is whether or not
yeah,
the fedora, and he didn't wear a hat in this, so that was disappointing, I guess. But it's a sign of the times. Men don't wear hats, even in 2010?
yeah. By that point, yes, it was
Yes.
2010, 2011.
Yeah. So no hats, no fedora, which is a shame, but I understand why. The fact that actually, he wore a suit, and although here he is in the finale where he's taking the jacket off, he's wearing brown pants and a brown lined tie and a white business suit, but he did wear a jacket over the top. So the fact that he was wearing a suit and tie, I guess, is pretty good for this era, because a lot of people in this day and age don't even bother with a tie. And he also had a vest at some stages as well, which is cool because I love a three-piece suit myself. But I mean, a lot of people go to weddings and that these days without even wearing a tie. They just wear a suit with no tie.
Isn't that what he was wearing there? The
I
suit he
think,
was going to get married in?
yeah, that's right.
If I'm remembering the plot of that episode. It's been a long time since it's been. God, it's been probably like 13 years since I've seen the finale to Smallville.
Yeah.
I may want to get on that.
Watch it all over again and get disappointed all over again.
The
finale.
See, this was the great thing is that I never expected to happen, and I wasn't like I didn't care one way or the other. So I was just like, that's what they did. I mean, I see why people are upset, but it didn't disappoint me. I actually liked the final episode.
Yeah, fair enough. Got a super chat from John Patrick Van Pelt. Says that the glasses look even smaller than the other actors who have played Clark Kent, and they do definitely look smaller in size, although the frames themselves are a little bit thicker. Cape Tights and Lightsabers said, are these the same glasses he wore when in that episode where he time travels and meets his future self in the elevator? I think they are pretty much the same. They're wearing identical clothing, except the hairstyles were just the future Clark had a bit more of a slick back hairstyle, if I remember correctly. And speaking of the hairstyle, here is another shot of the glasses, and the hair is just Clark's hair. I mean, it's pretty much the way he wore it the entire series, except when he was the red, blue, blur, he would slick it back and be a bit more stylish. But otherwise, it's just pretty much a standard haircut.
Yeah, this Clark Kent is harder to judge mainly because this isn't what he wore all the time. This was kind of a rarity. But yeah, they didn't do much to change the hair, which they didn't really have a need to. We didn't see him. Well, we kind of saw him as Superman in the final episode. But even as like the red blue blur, as like you said, he slicked back his hair, so he's going through some level of trying to have a disguise. And it's not a terrible look. I'm just It just feels weird to me.
Yeah, it's almost like it's an afterthought.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all in all, we only saw it for that one episode or the flashback, those kind of flash forward even. So it's hard to judge this Clark Kent on just the one episode. If they were spending more time with him in his Clark Kent Daily Planet identity, then they may have spent more time finessing it. But for the most part, it's pretty stock standard. And so for that, I will give it overall maybe like a 7 out of 10 or a 6.5 out of 10.
I'll give it a 7. I'll go.
Yeah.
I'll meet you halfway there. It's not a terrible look. It's not the best look, but at least they gave us something.
Yes, indeed. So that's Tom Welling's pretty straightforward review of that costume. Not a lot to look into there. As I said, without a hat and without a real look at the proper suit, if he had really more than just that shirt and tie and brown pants, there's not really a lot to be able to discuss there. But nevertheless, that is Tom Welling's version of Clark Kent and another episode of our costume analysis series. Next week, we move on to, would be what? Tyler Hoechlin next.
Yes. Looking forward to that one.
Mm-hmm. So a lot more to sink our teeth into there.